everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing everyone's favorite video, including myself, and that is TBR Wheel Picks my August TBR. And for any of my returners, you might notice that I'm in a different spot right now, and that is because everything in my apartment is packed up except what you're seeing right now. So the next time I'll be filming one of these videos, I will be in a completely different city, different apartment, all that good stuff. So yeah, just don't mind the temporary setup. Also, I have to say this, all my books are packed. So usually I have a big stack of the books that I'm going to be choosing from that the TBR wheel picks. Not today. Today we're just picturing those books, all right? I'll pop some photos up on the screen. It's going to be a good time. So yeah, oh, forgot to silence this. Without further ado, we're going to pull up the TBR wheel and just get going. I now have the TBR wheel pulled up, and basically the way that this works is I have put any books that I either own or I'm in the mood for reading in August, I've put them in this wheel, we spin, and then that becomes my August TBR. Very straightforward. And as you guys can see, this might be the most diverse set of genres that I've ever done in a TBR wheel. Usually I like to mix it up quite a lot, but we have a fair mix here. And I think that's all that I'm gonna say about that. Like I always try to do is pick books that I am interested in reading. Oh my God, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, Killers of the Flower Moon. This is very convenient, and I will tell you why. The first book that the TBR wheel has chosen is Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grann. And this is very exciting and convenient because I did actually start this audiobook yesterday. So I put this in the TBR wheel because how convenient would it be if this could be a part of my August TBR. That aside, this is a book that I've actually had recommended to me by a lot of people who have very different interests in my life, which is what leads me to think that this is probably a very good book. There's also the movie that was created recently based on this book. And like I said, I've started the audiobook, so I know a little bit about it. Apologies if I've gotten this wrong, but from what I gather, this book follows the Osage Indian tribe, which is an Indian tribe that was moved to this reservation in Oklahoma, but then they ended up becoming some of the wealthiest people in America because this reservation was on top of a bunch of oil reserves that people didn't know about, and a bunch of murders, or not a bunch, I don't know how many, some murders started happening, and this is all based on a true story. I'm not going to say any more about that. It's historical fiction. I think it's like Western historical crime or something like that. I don't know, y'all, but it sounds fun and I'm excited about this one. And I have not heard any booktubers or people that I like watch on YouTube talk about this book. So if you've read it, let me know what you thought because I'm excited. Let's see book number 2. I'm going to be spinning for 5 books as usual. I feel like that's always a good number to strive for. And I'm so happy about this, guys. I already know what it's going to say. Dun, dun. The next book that the TBR wheel has chosen is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the 5th and final book in the Chestnut Spring series. This is a cowboy romance series that has been going around booktube like crazy over, I don't know, maybe the last year now, I feel like is when I saw a lot more people talk about it. And it follows the Eaton family. It's this group of brothers. They have a sister, but it mostly follows the brothers in this family. And this book is about Bo, and Bo is very, very mysterious, and his story is alluded to all throughout the Chestnut Springs series. And interestingly, I don't actually know what the reviews have been for this book. Like, I don't really remember what people have said about it, which is good because I prefer not to know. At the same time, though, I'm definitely sad that this is going to be the last book in this series because it's just such an easy thing to pick up on my Kindle. Like if I don't know what to read next, I just read the next Elsie Silver book on Kindle Unlimited. It is that easy. So I'll probably have to start getting into some of her other series because these are just such good, fun, summary filler books. They're so fun. So again, I always say this, it's quality entertainment, not quality literature. So do with that what you will, but I do really, really enjoy those books. So yeah, okay, this is great. We have 1 historical fiction and 1 romance. I'm loving this. Okay, let's see if we can keep it up. All right, book number 3. I feel like I've already gotten 2 pretty good options, so do what you will, TBR wheel, do what you will. Should I look? Oh, this is tea, guys. This is actually tea. Iron Flame. Okay, I'll tell you why this is tea. Hear me out. I have already started Iron Flame. I started this, don't know how long ago, a while ago, and I got 50% into the book, and then I had to return it to my library. And I was like, what's the rush? I don't need to pick it up again immediately. And that is where it has remained, at the library, and I have not finished it yet. So I figured if I put Iron Flame into the TBR wheel, it would be motivating to get it again and then finish the last 50%, because it's not a bad book. This is the second book in the Fourth Wing series. I think it's called The Empyrean. I don't know what it's called. And I really, really enjoyed Fourth Wing. It is this high stakes dragon fantasy romantasy book that I don't know, I felt like I really enjoyed it. I did. It wasn't anything new, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy reading it. But at this point, Iron Flame has been very drawn out, and I just got kind of tired and bored, and I didn't connect with the main character, and that is a problem. But at the same time, it's interesting, and I'm curious about where it's gonna go, so I didn't want to not finish it. The motivation wasn't there. So now the TBR wheel says I have to read it, and you guys know how I feel about the TBR wheel. I don't want to say TBR wheel is law, but like I really try my absolute best to read all of these books. So I guess we're going to be finishing Iron Flame in August. We are going into August. That is actually nuts. Now, I think that's 3 genres. We are doing so good with the genres. We're gonna let the TBR wheel do her thing. The problem is I tend to say what books I want, and sometimes I get lucky, other times not so much. So, the next book that the TBR wheel has chosen is Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and this is by Talia Hibbert. I have read the first book in this it's a romance interconnected standalone series. Is that the right way to say that? Yeah, I read the first book and I think I rated it a 3, maybe a 3.5. I read it in college like years ago. I hadn't really considered picking the series back up, but my friend actually had a physical copy of this book and she was like, hey, do you want it? And I was like, hey, yeah, I do. So I took it and now I own it, which means that I want to read it. And I think this is actually the only book so far that the TBR wheel has chosen that's actually on my physical TBR. Another thing that I like to do is put books in the TBR wheel that I know are going to become available at my library like this month, or that are on Kindle Unlimited. So a lot of the books in here I don't actually own. Some of them I do, but not all of them. So this is the first one that's like on my physical TBR. So that'll be good because I can pick it up and I can read it and decide if it's worth finishing this entire trilogy. So again, if you guys have read this one, let me know. I feel like I have heard mixed reviews, not specifically of this book, but of this series. So yeah, the problem with not having physical books here is I don't remember how many I've chosen. Was that 4? Yep, that was 4. Okay, so we have one more book to spin for, which is devastating, tragic, heartbreaking, sad. Out of all of these, what vibes do I want to put out into the world? Out of all of these, I would be really happy, again, with pretty much all of them. I would love to do a beach read, reread. Would be very happy about that. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston is a new release, so that would be really, really fun. I do have the physical copy. Animal Farm by George Orwell would be really fun because I recently finished 1984 by George Orwell, so would love to read that one. I could keep going. I could literally make my way through the whole wheel and tell you why I'm good with anything. So, but oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, guys. TBR wheel, stop. Apologies about the motorcycle outside. Okay, so the 5th and final book that the TBR wheel has chosen is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This book is, again, a new release, and it's a romance story that follows our main character. I think her name is Eileen, and she finds herself trapped in her favorite romance book. I mean, does it get better than that? I really don't think so. I have read The Dead Romantics by this author. Her more popular book is The 7-Year Slip. I have not read that one. I am planning on reading it by the end of July, so I've got a few days left to read that book by her. But yeah, I am so, so excited to read A Novel Love Story. I just love the premise. Like, I feel like there's something so cute and so sweet about getting trapped in your favorite story. It sounds like a celebration of reading and readers, and also just like fun and cute. And at least in the Dead Romantics, there was a lot of depth there. So I don't know, I would hope that we could find that same thing in a novel love story. So yeah. All right, you guys, let's go through my full August TBR. First up, we have Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grann, which I have already started, so I'm really glad, really glad that this got chosen. And then next, we have Hopeless by Elsie Silver, the 5th and final book in the Chestnut Spring series. I am gonna be so sad to finish this, but I'm also really excited to like finish a series. It's been a while since I've done that, so that feels really good. Then the next book that we chose was Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I'm excited to give this author a second chance. I think that'll be really fun. Then we have, not Fourth Wing, we have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, which this is the universe telling me I need to pick it back up and finish it out because I don't like leaving things unfinished, all right? Not my favorite thing to do. And then the last book, I'm already forgetting. Oh yes. The last book is a novel love story by Ashley Poston, new release. I do own that book, so that'll be really fun to crack open a physical copy. And that is an excellent TBR. I am so happy with what we have chosen. Feels like a good mix of genres, good options. I am definitely looking forward to August. I feel like August is just such a good month for reading. I know it's different for everyone, but I love summer reading specifically. So yeah, I think this is gonna be really fun. Then finally, I did just want to give a shout out to my lovely, beautiful subscribers, because without you guys, this channel is not anything. Nothing significant and nothing fun. So first up, I want to give a shout out to @CindyStevens6997. Thank you for always commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. And they were commenting on my reading journal. I've been working on developing a digital reading journal for me, but also for you guys. And so it was just so sweet to hear subscribers be interested in this reading journal that I have created. So that was so sweet. Thank you so much. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to @Sarah Elsie, who was talking about how she really needs to get into the Chestnut Springs series, and this comment felt fitting considering I am planning on finishing that series this month. And Sarah also has a booktube channel. She was actually one of the first people that I interacted with when I started this channel, so you guys should absolutely go check out her videos. They're so much fun, and yeah, I just really enjoy her videos. So thank you guys for commenting, watching, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. And I think that's all for me. I'm gonna get into reading and editing this video and moving this entire apartment halfway across the country. All right, I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.